got a whole deep box full of red lights for you. Aren't you, Peach? I didn't think you would make the same mistake twice. And you didn't. Did you? So how's the family? Family's doing just fine. Busy. Need a vacation. Or is that kid of yours is a chip off the old block? Well, one does what one can. He's in the other room. Boys will be boys. With Gabriel. No accounting for a taste, really. They have the spear of destiny. They have the spear of destiny. Or is it another one of your guns? For yourself. 20 years from now.
Transferring the force of a thrust, which is why dedicated anti-armor thrusting weapons are usually straight. But against the parry that might set aside a straight blade, the curved swords might just pass around. Curved swords are less efficient than straight swords at transferring the force of a thrust. It's not the coolest hack that you've ever seen. All you gotta do is put the motor down, lock it in, put in the key, hit the throttle, and we are moving. Look, no hands. Alright, TikTokers, it's not the coolest hack that you've ever seen. All you gotta do is put the motor down, lock it in. as fuck. Red cooler. I'm here for the river. Oh, I felt it.
Oh my.
I see a human in there. Look, there's somebody looking back. Look at him in there. We'll just cover him back up.
If we just pull this down here, and when a naughty little thief comes and tries to ride your bicycle away, they sit down on the seat and it launches an axe. If we just pull...
Can we keep them?
Can you keep fucking what?
Our pet just heard
Yeah,
him.
man, I'm gonna go fucking finish. So,
Anton, your shift is over. You know, no overtime.
Taking things apart because, and I think that's useful, right? It's useful for both parties.
Well, if you want to avoid asking people like the way I did, another fun way to get at to nibble at these threads is to ask the question, do you think numbers are invented or discovered?
Well, but that's gonna probably, that seems to me like a bit of a limited question, because it'll be something that many people have never thought about. We take numbers for granted almost. And people who are more into philosophy and these other topics might say,
It's a trick question.
Alphonse, you can tell this is the best for Clubhouse because typically it's about to break such a presence.
that's an opinion. I think my rooms are never the best. They're the rooms in which I push my agenda. I like to think of my agenda a kind, generous one.
You should ask Tiffany if numbers are constructed or I should say
It's a trick question. It's a trick question, Benjamin. All communication is hypnosis. Your question has no meaning, significance, or relativity. You yourself are a gelatinous pile of pus and fat, mostly composed of water.
I'm going to be constructing what Congressman said.
But look at how that works. You ask somebody whether numbers are constructed or invented or discovered, and they tell you exactly what they think about the world. It's an amazing question.
Yeah, but that's just a narrow perspective of the moment which we're encountering. Right? I like it when Tiffany and I have a conversation under any other alias for this one, and we start taking our masks off and just get to the nitty-gritty of our perception. We have nothing else but our perception, our hypnosis, right? We're all kind of hypnotized, and some of us feel we're less hypnotized than others. But I think about?
I know I'm still catching up on what you guys got to.
Yeah. Well, it's way too much. Because, you know, I'll just quiet.
I have a question for Benjamin. Did he make up that question? Or did he just repeat a question that he heard about people inventing or making up numbers, Benjamin? Are numbers eternal? Is Uranus eternal?
Uranus, you mean? Well, I'll continue my little rant. If anybody wants to participate, feel
I
free.
don't understand that question about numbers at all, I have to be honest.
Benjamin's question.
Do you think numbers are real things that exist and people discover them because they're real? Or do you think numbers are just a story that people invent? Would there be numbers if there were people to use them?
Benjamin, are you a chicken burrito or a steak burrito?
Maybe did that help you understand the question?
But I'm mostly a veggie burrito. I'm worried about I'm trying to lead a conversation on what it means to take things apart.
I would like to take apart an atheist. Do we have any atheists in the room? I would like to prove to you once and for all that God exists.
But
I'm an atheist.
As long as it's within the topic of human
I'm a legal atheist.
Guys, please don't interrupt. We're trying to have a civilized conversation. So yeah, well, if you want to, you know, if it's part of deconstructing how you deconstruct atheism,
I can only hypnotize the deconstruction of atheists. If you don't agree to my terms and conditions, my user guidelines, unfortunately, if you don't play by my game and my rules, I won't be able to convince you once and for all that God exists and deconstruct all of your constructions. Do I have your permission to proceed?
Yeah, do you think it would be alright to use your real voice? You don't have to, but it would
Alright,
be
everyone.
useful.
Take the deepest breath of the day. This is your guided morning meditation. Take the deepest breath of the day through your nose. Hold it for 10 seconds and stare at my giant, beautiful bosoms. Let it go and say, I am a flower. Now take the second deepest breath of the day through your nose. Hold it for 10 seconds. And stare at my beautiful titties. Now let it go and say...
I'm sorry, is this channel safe for work?
Now let it go and say, I am fresh. So you are all now flower fresh. Fresh flowers, and I've deconstructed your neuroses and your stupidity. I'm continuing on. You don't have permission to speak.
Okay, that was like the limit we could take it to. I wish we could have had a better conversation. I've had very interesting conversations with John Kitover, alias Tiffany. But we lost one of our conversation members. Let's try to bring it back. I think this exercise...
So Ricky was asking about the numbers question.
Yeah, I was curious.
Please stop interrupting. We'll get into that. But it gets annoying when people not allowed to finish speaking. And we lose our train of thought. But,
Hey, Alfonso.
Make a quick comment. Hi, Warren. I was going to make a quick comment on John Kitover's exercise. And I think he was right. It made me come a little closer to God to look at his bosoms. And then again, my God is just my emotions. It's just something completely different.
It just means that God is a goddess.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, go ahead, Ricky.
Yeah, no, I kind of get the question now. I understand the question. And yeah, I just wasn't understanding at the time because I came into the room late, so I was curious what was being meant by that. The number question?
Well, it's an example. It's an example of questions, other questions that also include are sets real or imagined?
So, is what real or imagined? Sorry, I didn't hear that word.
Sets or categories.
Sure.
Or even identities. When we count trees, for example, we say there's one tree, there's two trees, but this notion that a tree is a thing, and not some boundaryless continuation of all other things, is an opinion by some frameworks that the observer places on the world. For example, planets. The boundary of planets is an opinion. The boundary line between the Earth and space is not definite, but rather a gradient. The definition of a planet is fairly arbitrary. We don't know whether we have 8 planets or 9 planets. And take yourself just as an example. It turns out most of the mass, most of the cells by count in your body don't have your own DNA in them. So are you you, or are you a collection of things, which the boundary of which is indeterminate? And if we can't determine the boundary of things, what does it mean to have numbers? What does it mean to count trees if you don't know where trees start and stop?
Did that clarify, Ricky?
Yeah.
And what's your opinion?
That it's pretty much bound in many ways to perception. When we say a number, that is a word to denote something we seemingly observe. When you categorize something, that is also based on how we as people interact with that categorization or that breaking down of something. I mean, I would wonder what it would be like for a white blood cell to know what it means when it encounters a red blood cell and doesn't realize, or does realize, it's in the same body as the other. I think whenever we're kind of confronting the world around us, we are having to process it through our mental landscape and our vocabulary in order to engage with it. And then people will talk about a kind of ultimate reality, which we have little to no way to accept, and perhaps at times other tools.
I loved you, Tato. I fucking loved you, bitch.
Come on, with it, Tiffany. What's up?
Motherfucking breakfast burrito. I'm gonna eat you up and put you in my mouth and shit you out, bitch. I'm gonna fucking make that motherfucking scrambled eggs, the motherfucking cheese, the motherfucking chicken sausage, breakfast chicken sausage, put you in my mouth, bitch, and eat you up and shit you out of my toilet like a number 2, bitch. I loved you, Tato. I loved you, Tato.
Motherfucking
topic.
What? I'm waiting on Dominica. That bitch talking in third person.
What's the matter? You freaking stupid?
That's stupid. That's crazy.
Oh, did she know? You know that she in my group chat?
What? What group chat?
Can you join the Telegram so you can
Yeah!
She can't. Okay, I'm dropping on it.
Yeah!
All right, everybody,
No, she
welcome
keeps
back
saying-
to the
she
DJ
keeps
Pack
saying
Show.
that's not
What?
We're live with DJ Pack. DJ Pack, what do you want to tell the Netflix executives paying for this production?
Oh, DJ, play a good little bit.
It's DJ Pooh live from Clubhouse.
What type of vibe?
That's
It
lit.
depends on your vibe. What mood you in? It's particular DJ.
DJ, I'm gonna drop the link.
I'm always in the hood mood. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay, I got you. So.
DJ, I dropped the link.
Let's see.
You're rocking with the DJ that keeps the hits coming.
To date her, because like for me on the opposite end, if I'm talking to someone, I find these things out kind of before we even go on a date. Like if I already have their contact and we're texting, we're talking, things like that, like I feel like it's a waste of a man's time and a waste of my time because I know that I want to get married and I know I want to have kids, more kids. So this whole goes, for me, it's like, why do people waste this time? Like people are like, oh, you know, you asked that question too fast, or
It's like a clown house room. We gotta figure out how crazy or stupid you are.
But I feel like that's a thing. So I was just curious, like, you guys find it to be like...
Nobody's just gonna say, hey, I want to marry you and make a baby with you because that's what you want.
I'm not white and I'm not Arab and I'm not freaking black. You fucking dumbass.
Assalamu alaikum.
You can't hear them. Don't get no play out there.
These guys up here, like that I've been talking to, they don't even know their own book. I made a statement saying something about Prophet Muhammad is a faggot and went everywhere else. I said Prophet Muhammad was black and he going everywhere else.
Okay, how about Jesus? How about Jesus?
All you gotta do is look at Prophet Muhammad's lineage. All you gotta do is read the Quran and what it told you what Adam was made out of. And if Adam was made out of black clay, that means and if he's made out of black clay.
No, he was made out of white clay.
His color was black.
No, it says in Genesis, God made man out of the white clay of the earth. Nigga, he said white clay. It's in book Genesis chapter 1 verse 12, nigga. No, nigga, he was made out of the white clay.
Okay, let me ask you something. Now wait, I'm asking you, kick this Tiffany.
Oh, kick you. Fuck you, you fucking terrorist cunt.
Okay, that is so much.
How are you?
Good, good. It's past morning here, but it is still good. It's sunny and it's reasonable. It's really a good day. It's a good post 4th of July. I was hanging out with all the. What was that? Yeah, with Next Pass. Yeah, there were a bunch of them. And nobody made it to any. I don't know if there were any fireworks. I didn't hear any. But they all got
drone
drunk.
shows now.
Yeah.
So we got the drones out now for that.
Yeah. Those things are pretty incredible. I saw an exhibition of that once.
I haven't had that experience, but
yeah,
I still like the fireworks. I like the banging, and
Yeah, they do a lot of fireworks here in Porto. So I'm on the top. It's not a big building, so I'm on the top of the fourth floor. Is the top floor. So, but usually at least once a week or at least every other week, somebody's doing fireworks, and the whole place just vibrates.
Yeah.
Basically.
Well, we had our Canada Day here on Monday, and we had somebody firing fireworks at people at Victoria Park, and then somebody firing at people at Waterloo Park. In fact, they fired at a city councillor, and they didn't find that person. They got that person, but that's so dangerous. I mean, you could really, do some damage to somebody's face, head, arms, legs, whatever, right? I don't understand what your thinking is to fire, a missile.
Yeah, well, they do it. They generally when there are fireworks around there, they're doing it in the streets, and
but you don't fire it at something.
Yeah. Well, look, that's having balconies on the top floor. They pop out and the cinders end up on our balcony.
Yeah.
This is pretty usual.
So what do you think of the UK results?
It is so nice to see a country that actually is going in the right direction. It's refreshing. It's like the only
14 years of the single government. I mean,
yes,
plenty. Yeah, I don't care who you are.
Exactly.
Get the next guys in. Come on.
Yeah. Is that anything that have to do with your situation?
Well, I think it's just inevitable. Yeah. Like I said, I think it swings, and the swing is going the other way. Trudeau's had 8-9 years, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And the country is tired of that. They want something different. That's all they're looking for is different. But it's better, but just different. That's democracy. We're just tired of this. Let's do something else. That's why democracy can be so slow, because it's not a continuous program. Things change.
Yeah.
I guess the SNP, the Scottish National Party, really took a cookie in the UK. Papers.
I didn't know the specifics. I know that. But what about Nigel Farage's party? Farage?
I don't know what their seats they got, but I suspect they took from the Conservatives.
Yeah.
And they're probably most of the people that are the Brexiteers went that way.
Yeah.
If they did go that way, that might have been one of the reasons, because he was an architect of that, right?
Yes, he was. That was one of his big deals. Where I'm just trying to pull up. There it goes. Hey Scott, Rick, my good friends. What happened to
What's happening?
Well,
oh no, it goes to the room.
My man, Andrew. What's up, buddy? I spent some time last night, Ben, with my fellow Canadians, Andrew and another guy. It's lovely talking with my Canadian brethren last night.
Yeah, we were meeting each other across
So you're still in the Mistake on the Lake?
Hey, man, I'll tell you what, man. This is this is where it's at, man. Well, because I'm here,
Yeah. Well, yeah. Tell me, where's the... Oh, here it is, the UK stuff. I was just looking at it. Keir Starmer becomes UK Prime Minister.
Yeah, you know what's interesting? Adam Kay was talking about that. I didn't realize that. I think there's only, they won 34% of the seats or something.
Something like that.
The election the turnout was like 69% or something. So it's very interesting.
That's what I
was pretty good.
That's what I was
Good
going to hear
analysis.
when I went in that room. It's just what the turnout was. So that's cool. Thanks. That's
What's that?
I popped into that room briefly, and I was denoting all, the different constituencies that won, blah, blah, blah. But I was waiting to hear what was the turnout, because that's really a good indicator.
Yeah, I think
of how
it was
engaged people are.
69% or something.
That's really good.
Hey, I want to welcome Roya. Roya's here. I think this is the first time I've seen you in our room.
Well, it's nice. I needed some space for an actual, non-right room. It's nice to engage on Clubhouse when there's normal rooms.
This room may be loud,
Yeah.
but it is right.
No, I'm always bouncing between the Jewish rooms and our rooms, and it's like crazy. It is. There haven't been anything new. It's the same old.
Well, it's like that the audience or the audience in which is here in Clubhouse.
Yeah.
Is clearly segmented and siloed. That you would assume that on this international audio app there would be lots of rooms talking about how bonkers Project 2025 is, and
Right.
But on this Clubhouse, everybody's obsessed with Biden being 80 and the other one being 80 minus 2 seconds. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I don't get it. It's going through its thing. Who knows if it's even going to be here a year from now. So, I do want to say hello to John and Tiffany down below. Tiffany, just so you know, our usual rule is that we invite everybody to the audience, but usually the stage is for people who know each other. But occasionally we make an exception. So I think we may do that.
Tiffany is one of the most colorful personalities on this app, and will not disappoint as far as ranting and antics, and that's all I'll say.
Oh, so she comes with references.
Look, she has many personalities on the app, and
okay.
You know what? We're fine. Look, I consider maybe I should use they them, because I think normally Tiffany's pronouns in ordinary life are masculine, but
okay.
I think this is a character. This is somebody from the Howard Stern show. I mean, this is somebody on Clubhouse that always makes me laugh.
Okay, wait. Let me see. She says. No, this is looking very suspicious. She's using Fox News terms. I'm not so sure I'm going there. All right.
Fox News terms.
He's a member of the tribe, man. I'll tell you that.
All right, but it sounds to me like she is not a fellow anti-Trumpster.
No, she's not. She's not.
All right. Well, we don't need that. I don't need any people. I guess good sense of humor about most things, but Trumpsters, I had no sense of humor for. Thank you, John. Hey, John, how are you doing? We haven't talked about this. How was your 4th of July? Can't hear you. I think you're in the. You may have to go out and come back. You've got the glitch, unfortunately.
I'm back.
Oh, there you are. Okay.
Well, I was just saying I just stayed home and rested yesterday. My band had a gig the day
So this guy's name is John Malincrot, retired professor of physics, etc., and here we go. Big TDS guy.
Yeah. No, I think Kamala's coming to save us. I'm telling you. It's going to be by the end of next week. End of next week, right before the Republican convention. He's gonna pull out, resign, and hand the keys to Kamala. And all of the incredible black women that we know are going to take over the world.
Wow.
Hello?
You're right.
I hope you're right, nigga.
Yes. That's what I'm pitching.
Nigga, we about to take this world over, nigga, and she ain't even black, nigga. Is she black? She don't look black. Is she an ADOS? She ain't no ADOS, is she? Shit, she ain't ADOS? Man, nigga, I thought she was ADOS. Oh well, next time.
Yeah, no, I have hit bottom. That's a good thing about hitting bottom.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. That's a pretty good assessment. You know, they can always do worse things, but at this point, you know, between the Supreme Court bullshit, the immunity stuff, and you know, it's just freaking bananas.
Is Kamala a black African American?
That's true.
I'm just calling him out. Doc.
Nigga faggot. Fucking faggot, nigga.
Steve-O, come on up. And Paige is here too. Let's see who we put down there.
It's so funny because this Tiffany Sotheby account, like guys, you know, like want to talk to you because they think you're like a hot chick. Then they find out you're a guy and they just get so angry. It's so much fun. They want to do private chats. They constantly message me. Tiffany Sotheby. Everybody wants to know who Tiffany Sotheby is.
Is that Victoria? No, that's not Victoria. Somebody else. Anyway, so what's for breakfast, Rick?
Scrambled eggs, nigga.
I haven't made breakfast yet. Having a late explosions going off till 2 in the morning.
Whoa. You did? There's a pier in Oxnard, right? Or Ventura?
There's a pier in Ventura, but we live just across the street from where the fireworks show is.
Okay.
And then we have a park right across.
Okay.
Also,
I'm gonna cancel that one because they good room, but
So, yeah, like you said, Ricky, it might have been a stretch to say this is hard.
oh shit, this guy's got a whole arsenal. His PTR is like, holy shit, he's got 2 pistols, a shotgun, an AK-47, an M16A4 with a barrel drum, shotgun barrel drum. Holy shit. His Instagram is right, WRIGHT. Writes, honey, yeah. 22 is my tribe. King, business owner, father. Welcome to the fucking Everglades, nigga.
Whatever it is that we want to share with y'all that we can't share on Clubhouse, it'll be available on the Telegram. Click the link at the top and join the Telegram.
Nigga, don't click that. That's a scam. That's for the FBI informant tip line, nigga.
Can I share?
Let me
Okay.
Vote Trump, nigga.
And then also, so right now we're talking.
Vote Trump, nigga.
Oh man, just getting that Trump in there is just like, honestly, because when people hear that, they oh god, they just, oh, they're so conditioned, they just can't stand it. Faggot, nigga, fat. I'm gonna have to figure out a different way to say it because I can't say fat. I'll have to say fat. No, that's how I'll say it. Because the Instagram and YouTube hate speech algorithm apparently doesn't like it when a Caucasian says nigga with a hard R, but it doesn't mind what a black person. So, is the algorithm racist? I can't believe people come on this app and you can't even hear them. Step number 1 is make sure you're audible clearly. Alright, we're gonna go back to DJ Pack's Island instead of the... At least this faggot isn't autistic. He's just a faggot.
Say your mother when you're hungry, girl, you leave them on. Wanted me to take you back with open reaching on.
Alright, turn this nigga shit down. We got some work to do, niggas. Turn it down now. We gotta get back out there and finish up the job. No more napping on the job, motherfuckers. Turn this bullshit off. Stop picking your toes in Poughkeepsie. Get your overalls on. We got some motherfucking work to do, motherfucker. Let's go. Hurry up. Get up and let's go. Come on now. Hello? 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 Please come home now. I got beans and bologna.
Cultural dissonance. We can call it cultural dissonance.
But it was a great day. I mean, there was a park had just tons of families, and, you know, doing stuff. There was barbecues, there was beach volleyball, there were kids riding their bikes, there was, you know, American football, there was soccer, there was, you know, people were having barbecues outside. And if you read next door, you think this neighborhood was, you know, a war scene. But it was 4th of July. People were celebrating. There were ice cream trucks playing their little, you know, funny songs.
I'm getting like 1950s vibes from that.
It was exactly that. You know.
If this is your phone, how may I help you?
If you listen to Trump talk, we're in the depths of hell.
Check my brother's room or anything?
Yeah.
Because,
by the way, is that when America was great?
We're not sure which spot.
The 1950s.
I've never seen
That's what he says.
Who loves being alone.
But anyway, it was fun, and Tara and I, of course, we walked out to see the fireworks, but it was really overcast, and so we came in and watched Chinatown.
Oh, I love that movie. Oh my goodness.
You know, I've probably seen that.
That's a good choice.
I've probably seen that movie a dozen times, and every time I see something different.
Yeah, it's great. I'm sure it's one of Steve's favorite.
Guys, I don't want to interrupt as usual, but I really have no time. Again, I'm sorry. It's for me.
No, it's sort of like something. I have your comedy routine.
Yes, I really have a big trouble at home. All
right, but we are ready.
Not good thing.
All right, this is Bella. Lou.
Ciao. No, I have 2 questions. First,
right.
Is the room gonna be always?
Palestine conflict, just because it maps so neatly in their minds onto like all of their preconceived ideological, oppressor, colonizer, like anything. But I don't think.
Can I get a good Shabbos? Oh yeah, good Shabbos. Good Shabbos. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kadosh. That's because you gotta be good to be happy, nigga.
Let's go to school.
he look good going to school is an opportunity.
Nigga, how long you gonna run your fucking mouth like you a philosopher, nigga? You not good at being happy because you ain't good, nigga. Pack it up. Pack them all up. Oh, that was a good one. I hate that guy. For some reason.
Pro, I believe in people's free wills, for that matter. That's my take on that. Anybody have any thoughts on this?
Very difficult because I'm trying to consider consciousness in its myriad of forms, and it's sort of like, that I don't think the apple looks at us and thinks, what's my relationship to
You ever get looked at by an apple?
um,
Ever get looked at by a cherry?
Areas are gone since the beginning of time, since
Oh god, this bitch is
1980
still
or
running her
something.
fucking mouth.
I do believe not much will change. That's the feeling that I have, but I guess time will tell. So that's as much for me from the UK. From Iran, I am very, very curious because that is gonna be a big one. And from the polls, so we have these two guys, and I apologize, I do not remember the name of the two opponents, which are to the opposite poles. One is extremely conservative. You really have to be scared of that guy because he's pushing for nuclear weapon, and he's pushing from even harder and stricter rules, especially against women. And on the other side, you have a guy, I believe he's a lawyer, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, wait, no, a doctor, maybe a doctor. Was really liberal. He's against the nuclear, and he's against hijab. So apparently he's winning.
He's winning.
Yes. So, well, you know they have two turns. So in July, which
well, I know they have the first one.
A few days.
Yeah.
Yes, they have the second one, and then that will tell. But the polls have said he's heading. So that's impressive. I heard Iranian people talking. I was listening to what they're feeling about the election. Everybody is tired. There is very. There is
change.
Yes, there were very few affluence to the voting. Like they say officially, they say 38%. They think it was lower than that, because people lost the hope that things can change, and the one that they still have it, other guy. So I think it's a very, very interesting one. It's too bad that Peter Ruzan is not here, because he could give a good overview of that. And that's it, guys. That's it for me. I don't want to take too much of your time, and I really have an emergency. I have to go. No, I do too.
I believe you.
I have a very sick cat that has cancer, has been operated on it, and they operating wrong. So I'm going crazy in these days. So apologize also for me if maybe sometimes I'm not that nice. There is also a reason.
Well, we wish your cat well.
Thank
you. Kitties, yes.
Okay, guys, now you can go on and talk about some of that.
About our TDS. I think we should own TDS, but thank you. I don't know. I'm sort of like, first of all, whenever they do the TDS bullshit, it just like rankles me. But yeah, you know what? I have Trump derangement syndrome, and I think everybody should have it. I think if you don't have it, there's something wrong with you. Is that right? What do you think, Scott? Do you have TDS? I also have Hitler.
I don't know. I don't get that worked up. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
I'm outraged. You're not outraged?
My personality is just so, my disposition is so sunny that even when I'm outraged, I'm affable. So I think
an affable outrage guy.
My outrage takes on affable forms. Now, look, I think we are in a crisis. I just listened to a podcast that was outstanding, the National Constitution Center, and it was in light of the recent decision with immunity stuff, and they had an author on there. He wrote a book called The National Security Constitution of the 21st Century. A guy's named Harold Coe. Utterly brilliant guy, but he got into just some of the troubling direction of overreach of the executive branch before this decision, right? And just putting this kind of discretion in the hands of someone like Trump is unbelievable. But
it's crazy.
Little crisis right
Scott, I just wanted to say that indeed it's Scott's open-mindedness as much as anything else, I think, that initially caused me to just think he was a total jerk. That's kind of a strange thing.
That was early on when you didn't like me, John. I remember that.
No, it's really true. But I was also going to say, and we can get into that if you want, but I don't really want to. I was just going to say that as far as Trump derangement syndrome goes, yes, there is definitely a thing called Trump derangement syndrome, and Trump supporters have it.
True. Yeah, you're right. It is the other way around. It's crazy. Yeah, it's really weird because back in in the election 2016, I happened to run into an old friend. Oh God, why am I blanking his name? Anyway, he was the guy who Nolan Bushnell. And Nolan is the guy who arguably was the godfather of the video game industry. He's the guy who invented Pong, and he started, Atari, the company Atari was his company, and he ended up doing Chuck E. Cheese and all these things. And he's a brilliant guy, and he was on the advisory board of the Interactive Television Alliance, which I used to run. And we got to be good friends, and he's a really interesting character. He's got like 12 kids, and he's very eccentric, and he's great. He's a very sweet guy. But what I didn't realize is that he's really very conservative, and I guess I must have been out of town already, so this must have been like in 2018, 2019. And I came into town, and I saw him on Facebook, and we decided to connect up, and we met at a bar, and we started talking about politics, and and I just make the assumption that most of my friends in peer group they're not necessarily Democrats, but they're progressive, independents. Some of them are libertarians, but if they're Republicans, they're libertarians. But I didn't know anybody who voted for Trump, and he went right for it. And within like a couple minutes of us, killing a bottle of wine, he was accusing me of having TDS. It's the first time I had ever heard it before. And he said, "You've got TDS." I said, "What the fuck's that?" And I said, "Oh," he said, "You're kidding me, right?" Yeah, it's like, that stuff. I don't know. It bothers me. Barbara's here. Scotty's here. Hey, Scotty, I tried to get a hold of you. Is there going to be a news today?
Oh, it doesn't look like it, does it?
Oh, good point. It's 4 o'clock. All right, I was just checking. All right. So who wants to talk? Scotty, go ahead, and then Barbara.
I mean, I don't know what we were talking about, so it's just...
Oh, we're just talking. We're talking about, like...
Are we doing our urban news? Is that what we're doing?
Do you want it? Yeah, sure.
Okay. Anyway, jobs report came out. Moderate job growth, which is good for rates. It's up to 4.1% is the unemployment rate. 206,000 jobs were added. And yeah, that's it. So it's, moderate growth. So it's definitely slowed, but there's still a good amount of jobs being added. And that will help because the Fed, that's one of the factors the Fed looks for to be able to lower interest rates, which they hinted at once before the election. So hopefully this will allow them to take it down a notch.
Yeah, I heard that too. It was sort of like weird logic to me, but it was actually good that it wasn't too high, because if it was too high, it would push inflation up. I guess that's the thing. So the moderate, there's like a compromise, right?
Yeah, it's all weird to me too, but I understand that that's one of the factors that makes the rates go down. Then fine, but this is like threading the needle where we have good job growth, but not too good. Right. I mean, it's kind of stupid, but I understand.
Yeah. No, but it's a good report. Barbara, what do you think about the employment report? Barbara, are you there? Wave, say hi. Oh, she might be busy. Let's go to our favorite Dr. Francine. Francine, how are you? Are you employed? Did you add to the employment figures? Uh-oh.
By the way, Ben, I'm going to be monitoring the chat, by the way.
Oh,
so that,
yes.
So that, there are personal attacks. That's what I care about. That's the hard line. That's all.
Thank you.
I don't mind if there's discussion in the chat, but let's not make it personal. That's all.
Thank you, Scotty. That's great. Francine, go ahead. Francine, are you there? Because if you're not there, then I've got to go to Karan.
She's listening to the Tech Bros podcast right now as we speak.
I was. I couldn't. I had to leave and come back. Did we talk about the interview that Biden is going to have with George Stephanopoulos that's going to play in full tonight?
Well, we have not. Tell us.
Okay, well, Biden is sitting down with George Stephanopoulos for an interview that is not going to be edited at all. It is going to last 20 minutes and was going to be shown on Sunday, but is now going to be shown tonight in prime time, unedited.
So this is before his bedtime?
Yes, the interview.
Okay.
But he may not get to see it.
Right, he has to go to bed at 8.
Well, that's when I go to bed.
I know.
I get this whole thing.
Yeah.
No. We didn't have a president who can be awake, for most of the time.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying I know I can't run for president, and I'm perfectly coherent during the day.
I'm not campaigning.
Good, because you'd be wasting your time.
But it is sort of like a weird thing for them to actually put that out publicly. If we remember Barbara, are you up? Your mic's off. Oh, there you go. Remember that? I think it was the Hillary campaign. Wasn't it a thing about calling up at 3 o'clock in the morning for if there was like a bombing? There was like who you trusted.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like Biden is not the guy you want to call up at 3 o'clock in the morning. So that's not good.
But I think we're looking at it in such isolation. I mean,
You know, there is a super A team on task 24/7 when it comes to the White House, right?
Sure.
So I just wanted to pull that in as well.
Yeah, well, it's in terms of practicality and in terms of reality, it's like you've got a whole infrastructure around here. You take care of emergencies.
100%.
Yeah, it's not somebody's going to, like, ring your telephone that's sitting right next to you. It's crazy. But with that said, you know, this is all PR and marketing and creating a narrative, and I just think his narrative is gone. I mean, his story, I don't know how he's going to get out of it. I can't imagine that he's going to look that good on... when is it?
Yeah, Ben, did you see the latest thing that's like, you know, he's guaranteeing that nothing after 8 o'clock? I mean, it's... Yeah. This just sounds terrible. I'm with you. I mean, this is... I'm with you about the institutional...
Oh, yeah, it's awful.
It just doesn't sound good, though. It does not sound good.
So, Francine, is this tonight or tomorrow?
By the way, Dr. Francine, I know you were up later than 8 o'clock. I mean, you're a wild woman, right?
Yes, but only till 8 o'clock.
Cinderella comes in.
No, she made me have dinner with her in Manhattan at 5:30. Come on.
Well, that has more to do with the Blue Plate special.
And this whole sleep thing will just feed into Sleepy Joe. I mean, it's just an automatic, isn't it?
Yeah, but you know what? Assuming that Joe resigns and Kamala comes in, that means the sleepy moniker goes to Trump. Remember all the sleeping in the courtroom? As a matter of fact, I don't know why he never got the name of Lazy Don, because he's on the golf course all the time. He doesn't work. He comes to work at 2 in the afternoon. He's on the golf course all weekend. He doesn't read. He doesn't read his PDBs or whatever they are. And I don't get it. He's the lazy guy. He's the sleepy guy. And he doesn't smell very well, from what I understand.
He thought presidential debriefs were a change of underwear.
That could be. Yeah, I don't know if any of you ever heard Sue Gordon. She's on. She's like a friend of Rachel's, and she's on periodically. But she's fascinating. She's a career side CIA a high level person, and her job was to debrief the presidents every morning during their the presidential daily brief session at the PDB. And she did it for Bush, she did it for Obama, and then she did it for Trump until she quit. And she quit, and she was very quiet about it for a long time. And then she started coming out, and you know, she's just great, fascinating, because she's CIA, so you can tell she's holding stuff back, but she really wants to get stuff out. And she basically went through it, and this is all public knowledge, and she talked about it, how at the beginning they would come in and give, because the presidential daily brief is usually like a group of folders, and it's about 45 to 90 pages, and they've got supplementary material. And all presidents, George Bush, everybody, every morning you do that. It's part of the deal. And Trump was so disinterested. He didn't. As a matter of fact, he would say, "I'm done" after 2 minutes. So they ended up doing like a Reader's Digest version, where it was cut down to like a dozen pages, and that still didn't work. And eventually he told them, "I want everything put on one page." and so they would make the bullet points. And they also realized that he would only read materials if his name was in it. Like if it was some like supplemental thing, his name was in, he would read it. So they would actually put his name in it so that he would read it. It's like astounding how dysfunctional this guy is. And then they stopped doing it altogether. They were giving him oral briefs, and then he just wouldn't come. So the last couple of years, he didn't do any presidential daily briefs. He knew nothing about the security, nor did he care, nor did he have the capacity to understand. It's like, it's fucking amazing that we didn't see Vince go to nuclear war. Anyway, I am filibustering.
Oh, is that what you were doing?
I think that's what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much in the news. Biden has a campaign appearance in Wisconsin. But what is interesting is that Tammy Duckworth, the senator, is not showing up. And that's the actual news. That's huge. Doesn't matter what he does at the campaign stop. The fact that she's not showing up is as big of a news, if not bigger, than him.
I think that's what this week's going to be. The weekend of the week. Now, first of all, I think tonight there's no way that he's going to look good. I mean,
They have to have all hands on deck to make him leave.
Yeah,
like that's it. That's it.
No, I think they will. I think he will. They're going to push him. I think they will give him. They just have to suck up to him and say, "Look, you're a great historical figure. You need to leave on a high point, and you need to." And I think that first of all, he would not leave unless there was a handoff to Kamala. So this idea of having an open convention, forget about it. It ain't gonna happen because he's not leaving unless he's gonna leave it to Kamala. So I think that's the first thing. The second thing is I think he's probably going to get tired of it, especially if he gets bad reviews for this George Stephanopoulos thing. I cannot imagine him looking good.
I think once he realizes the reality that there is a path for him to go out on top, his legacy on top, then I think it's possible he could do that. The legacy not just for him, but for his family as well, because this all trickles down to the Biden name. So I think that's important, and also people wanting him to step down. Like, yes, so many of us do, but it doesn't happen so quickly like this. Sometimes it takes time. So all the reports coming out are not stepping down. Just give it a little bit of time, because this stuff builds and it gets to the point where may have to. I'm sure that President Johnson, 1968, when he decided, and I think it was March 1st of that year, that he was not continuing. I bet you months and months and months of thinking about it and all that stuff before he actually did it.
Well, I'll tell you what. I think that he's gonna publicly act as if he's being completely resistant. He's gonna act that way. But I believe he's already made up his mind. And I think that you have to think about this in terms of timing. He's got to do this before the Republican convention starts. Because the Republican convention right now is just filled with a whole bunch of humiliating media about Biden. It's going to be just a shit show of showing that this guy's crazy, because that's what they do. Why would he want to, if he's going to eventually leave anyway, why would he want to go through 3 days of Republican bullshit where they misstate his whole legacy? I mean, that's what they're going to do. They're going to try to make it, he's the worst president, all these horrible things happen, he's turned into shit. Right, that's what they're going to do. But if he, just think about this, if the day before the Republican convention, he says, okay, I'm resigning today, and then the next day they actually do the handoff on the first day of the Republican convention, it will kill their convention. It will fuck them over. And it's a huge opportunity to fuck them over. So that's one thing. The second thing is, a month later,
I disagree, but
they do the handoff. All right, the second thing is the Democratic convention. With him doing a handoff, it opens the convention up, instead of it being this whole political pseudo primary thing, which is a waste of time, that you've got 3 days which can be dedicated to testimonials for Joe Biden, for President Emeritus Joe Biden, where you get all the media and all the stuff of all the things that he's done, and he gets to push all the great things and that becomes the narrative of the day, and that strengthens his legacy. It would be huge. So the one point is to wreck the Republican convention and to turn the Democratic convention into a legacy farewell to Grandpa put you? I think it would be great.
I do agree. I don't think, however,
Why
that
do you
said,
think the Republican thing of doing the thing on the first day of the Republican? Why do you think it's bad?
wait, what did you mention about the Republican?
That he would announce that he's resigning and handing over the presidency to Kamala the day before the Republican convention. So it takes all the news cycle about the first woman president. That news cycle is going to last the whole week, and it's basically ruins their convention, because their convention is based upon the fact that they're running against Joe, not the new first woman president cycle.
Or would Joe Biden announce that after the Republican convention?
No. You want, because of the humiliation of the Republican convention. Why would you waste the opportunity to fuck their convention? Why would you do it afterwards?
Well, because they would also have time to basically focus all the heat on Kamala.
They don't have enough heat on Kamala.
They already have it.
I know, but that's the trap. I think that's part of the advantage of Kamala. The trap that Kamala's putting out is the only way that they're going to push against her is to basically be racist and to be misogynist. Because those are the two things. She's black and she's a woman, and everything that they're going to go after is going to be a dog whistle of that, because that's what they do. And you know what? That's the easiest thing to go against. So no, I don't think. I have no question.
I disagree. I think if they blow their wad, as the kids say, on Biden during the convention, and then all of a sudden, whoops, it's Kamala. They don't have 4 primetime days of banging on Kamala.
I don't think that. I think if you do it the day of the convention, the first day, and you announce it the first day, I don't think.
Since the DNC and the Democratic Party make really bad decisions, they'll probably agree with.
Well, I don't think at all.
I think they're already ready. They have a whole dossier.
Yeah.
They have a binder full, as Rodney would say. Binders full.
You and I disagree. I think that they have a bunch of stuff that's not going to be effective at all, because they're going to have to, if they're going to try to be really harsh on her, they're going to have to tiptoe around the fact that she's the first woman president and that she's black.
Ben, I think you're right about this. I think if you're looking at competing news cycles, like the elevation of the first female president, female of color, Joe out, I think that's a bigger news story than the sort of right-wing sniping that that we've come to expect from. It's not all that interesting or provocative. It's the Fox News talking point sort of stuff. I'm with you. I think this steals the news cycle.
Yeah, and I think that's important. I also think that you have to remember who the audience that we're trying to attract. The audience that we're trying to attract are not proactive voters. Not active. Those voters, they've already made up their minds. This is the 50,000 relatively low information passive voters who are just getting. They don't have the background information about Kamala. So the fact is that her being and they also have a relatively low short attention span, and the story of Kamala, the first black.
I'm not buying. The only people who are saying that story are literally white male Democrats.
Not at all. Not
saying that.
Look, I've been in this Lisa 420 room, which is all black women. You were so wrong. They are so into this. They're so into this. They're running around. I'm
with you. I think this.
Oh, sorry, Ken. Let me just finish this. I'll go right to you, Ken. I would be for an open convention. I think.
Oh my God!
Well, I don't care. Listen, I don't really care, because I want. No, because ultimately I want somebody other than Kamala. But I think it will be. I think it will be
Why do you
better
hate her?
because I don't hate her actually. I don't hate her, but I think it would be healthy for the party to do that and to show America that we can do this. Not a new. It's a new phenomenon. Doing it the way we do it. But you have to remember, also in '68, even though we didn't lose, we lost. It was a close election, and RFK died in June of 1968. So they went to the convention where it wasn't a sealed deal on who was going to win. And granted, they lost, but that was a very, very difficult presidency to win anyway.
The problem is that there was not really an heir apparent other than Hubert Humphrey being the vice president. He was the only heir apparent anyway, and he ended up winning. So it's the same deal.
I'm just saying, I think it's healthier for the Democratic Party. I want to go to Ken.
Yeah. So I've heard over the last 48 hours this whole discussion about like Biden resigning and the vice president becoming the president. And I'm going to tell you that if Biden decides he doesn't want to run again, like he releases his delegates, okay, he is going to serve out his term. This is what everybody seems to want. Okay,
I'll bet you can. I'll put $100 on it.
Well, I haven't gotten.
I will bet you.
I haven't gotten paid from not by you, but from somebody else on the last.
All right, but I seriously would bet you $100.
Okay, now, why don't
I am absolutely certain you're wrong.
Why don't you hear me out about my rationale before you think I'm wrong?
All right.
Because there's a rationale. It's not like a freaking guess. Okay, there's a rationale behind it. Okay, one is if he resigns, it creates a vacancy in the office of the vice president. Okay. And the way you fill that, you need.
I know.
Okay, right. So the
It's
House of
MAGA Mike.
Right. Otherwise, you'll have MAGA Mike. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. And number one, that's problematic. Okay. Number two, you've got a larger issue. You can go both ways on this in terms of thinking which is better. I think it's easier for. If it's going to be Harris, okay, and I do think it would be Harris, by the way, I agree with you on that, okay, just because of the money and the carryover from the campaigns, okay, which is a huge factor, okay?
Yeah.
This is what it is. It's the most pragmatic issue, but it is that it's easier for her to run for the office without having, quite frankly, the burden of the presidency on her. Because, to let Joe finish it out, because otherwise this becomes a really big, burden on her with only a couple of months left of the election. So I think pragmatically, okay, it's easier for her to run from the vice president's position than to actually be the president, okay?
I'm with you on this, though, Ben, because I think the weapon Kamala has, if she gets to is looking presidential, right? Because she's the least presidential candidate running. Her getting to appear with Trudeau, her getting to sign treaties.
About freaking appearances, because there's a real job here, okay? And I'm telling you that she does the burden of actually being the president, okay? It's just going to be too large.
No,
every incumbent has done this, has run, and everyone has run.
They've had 3 years in advance, so they were 3 years president.
And unless you want to make an argument for Kamala Harris singularly not doing something basically every incumbent president has already done, I would just recommend stopping.
No.
I mean, that is her job.
I'm sorry,
her job
I'm
is
saying
to be
it.
prepared if the president dies.
He's
not
dead. He's just kind of limping to the finish line. And I think he's going to limp to the finish line wherever he.
$100, Ken. I got $100 on it.
Yeah, especially if running the presidency is that stressful, I don't think, given what we've seen, how we've seen Biden act now, that he is capable of doing that. I would rather, quote, risk it. I don't think it's much of a risk, but I would, quote, risk it, even if I'm giving you the argument that vice president can go and do both of those things at the same time, rather than
they've had 3 years. You're all concerned about the news cycle. despite the conventions, the biggest news cycle will be the vacancy in the office of the vice president.
No,
Okay, then we'll get, yes, it will. Okay.
No, Ken, how long does it take before she can pick a vice president and they can be put in?
They're not going to confirm the house. The house will sit there forever and delay for confirmation.
Wait a second. Whoa. All right, where did you hear that the House?
Yeah, that would be both are not elected. That would have to be
both
confirmed.
houses have to approve the new.
All right. I'm just asking. That was a question.
No, it's the U.S. Constitution. You might want to read it.
Sorry, Ken.
1967.
Sorry, Ken. I know about your extensive law degree and your law education.
No, both houses have to approve it. It's one of the reasons. It's one of the reasons Nixon picked Ford, by the way, because he was the Republican leader of the House. Even though the Republicans didn't control the House, he was really popular with his Democratic colleagues. Okay?
Yeah. Clearly that's going to be an issue. But the concern is that she's going to die or be killed by somebody. She's the one who controls the SEAL Team 6, by the way. So she could have a MAGA Mike killed by the SEAL Team 6. And then it'll go to the next one in line. So maybe that's it. She'll use her new powers to arrest MAGA Mike. And then there won't be an issue. There you go. I don't think that's a big issue. It's worth the risk. The chances of something happening to her during those 5 months are
It's
next
not
to
about
none.
the chances of something happening to her. It's the storyline of having a vacancy there.
Okay, let's take that storyline versus the first woman president. I don't think there's any question which storyline is much more.
But also, let's say she comes in, immediately nominates a strong candidate for VP, right? Somebody that's bipartisan, and then the House drags its feet. Then the story can be, see, they're obstructionists. At a time we need a vice president, the House is being anti-patriotic, and the vacancy is being caused by an obstructionist House.
But okay, all right, whatever. I had my say. I mean,
Look, there are. I'm not saying that all the boxes are good. That she checks all the boxes. There are things that could be better if she wasn't the candidate, or would be better if she wasn't president at the time. But it is my opinion that the pluses are so much better than the minuses that there's no question. The fact is, if they do this, they gain at least a month and a half. If there's a contested convention, they lose a month and a half, and they don't have a month and a half. I think if they do that, that's it.
You and I are in agreement on every issue but one. Whether the nominee necessitates Biden actually resigning. That's the only thing we disagree on.
That's the thing that makes it unique. So that's part of my thing.
I don't think so.
No, because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't want her as a candidate. I don't think that she would be a good candidate without her running as an incumbent.
Yeah, but the practicality of her being able to keep the campaign money.
I think it's totally practical. She can handle both things. She's inheriting a staff already. She doesn't have to put
the NBC force for succession. The NBC force for succession.
No other candidate besides her would be
get the $224 million.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes.
And that's true. And she inherits his whole campaign staff. If let's say that they decided to pick Gretchen Whitmer, she doesn't automatically get his campaign staff. They would have to build it themselves. It would be a complete distraction. It would take weeks for them to get up on their feet. The fact is that she's ready to do this. They got the staff. Her job as vice president, her number one job, is to be prepared to be president if the president dies. That's her number one job. She's been doing that job for 3 years. It's not going to take that much effort for her to twist around and say, okay, this is what I was voted in for. She's just doing her job.
Okay, Ben, can we just put a pin in this for a second? I wanted to get to William because he came up on stage. I don't know if you wanted to say something. Really.
Go for it.
I appreciate you making space for me. Look, you're right. I agree in part, Scotty. Biden should release his delegates, and then he should put his hat in the ring and curb stomp all these bastards that are double crossing him. Biden's the only. Look, the Democrats have a great bench, but they need. He missed his chance to develop people like Raimondo and the others. So he needs to come back in here, curb stomp.
For them to get up on their feet.
Everybody in the party trust him and Trump, and then develop the next generation and do this properly because he screwed it up. He should have been putting these people in the public spotlight in a serious way 2 years ago. But yeah, thanks so much, and I think the country's going to realize, Harris, Newsom, these people aren't right for the job. Only Biden can keep the party.
Oh, wait! Just wait till the interview tonight. I've got a feeling it's going to be pretty bad.
Here, let me ask William right now. Provided Harris is, the candidate there, will you vote for her in November or no?
I'll probably stay at home.
You're not going to vote for Harris because it's Harris and not Joe Biden?
Look, I'm in a swing state. It's just, I'm going to go out and get COVID for nothing.
If you're not a swing state, then.
I'll probably stay at home.
You're not going to vote for Harris
If you were in a swing
Harris
state,
and not
would
Joe
you
Biden.
do it?
I'll probably do it. Yeah.
And that's why I think Harris is going to win, because the platform unity is so strong. Police are not voting for Biden because they love Joe Biden. I mean, maybe a few are, but the general point is people aren't voting for Joe Biden because of Joe Biden. They're voting for Joe Biden because they want to protect female access to, their health care, right? They want to protect, immigration. They want to protect, all a number of things. It's not because Joe Biden has, the cult of personality that Trump has or anything even close to it.
Can I
Platform unity is just too strong. Oh, go for
all right, let me just offer this, and we'll go to Empress Ryan, my favorite person. So I want to offer this. Oh, I didn't know. Okay, that's fine. I apologize. No, I apologize. I didn't know Karanza wanted to go. No, I just wanted to say this, okay? So I'm not saying it's William specifically, but there could be people like William across the country, okay, who don't like Kamala, especially in our own party, who, if Kamala takes over and does all the president things that you can do, show out there, show that she's competent, I think the sentiment and the shift towards her would be very strong, and that people will see it, they will get used to her on camera, they'll see that, oh, she's not as hateable as I thought, whatever it is, and she can do, and the thing is, her messaging, she can do the messaging that fucking Joe Biden can't do, like, hey, by the way, we've done this, and this, and she can keep repeating it and hammer it home. She's good at public speaking. She can say these things, she can message and do all the things that Biden can't while still acting as president. And then, within a month getting to the actual convention, the shift and the feelings towards her will be more comfortable and more enthusiastic. But that takes her actually stepping into the role, doing her job, and then also solidifying the Democratic platform. That is also another set of things that you can do. Show out there.
Thank you. Good morning, afternoon, evening. Hopefully everybody in here is hydrated, sexually satisfied, or at least.
Thank you, Empress. That was a good plug.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, for individuals out there who say they're not going to vote, I don't want to hear these motherfuckers on this app or anybody else talking about, oh, I don't like the economy. I don't want to hear, oh, I don't like the fact that these people can't get jobs. Oh, I don't like the fact that XYZ. Because you didn't, a no vote is still a vote, damn it. So, I don't want to hear it. Also, I hope that no matter what happens, if Kamala comes into power, she does what she needs to do. But I don't think it's going to, those people are going to change anyway, because I believe that those people are anti-woman. One. Two, it's always going to be something, And I just hope and pray that people vote like me deserve it. As an independent, I think people should care about these things. They should care about whether or not you our court have to they should care about if we have a dictatorship or not. I'm sorry. Millions of people has died for millions of votes on all sides. So I just feel, very disheartened for individuals who said they're not going to vote at all. I heard it anti-women, and I support it. And
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Bruce. I want to go to Atlanta with wanted to speak. Sorry, something.
I would imagine Carranza has some had a different kind of critical experience of 4th of July. Just I'm thinking. Carranza, tell us about your thoughts of the 4th of July. No, he might be in heavy thought.
Well, let's go to Cindy.
Good morning, all. I just wanted to put a punctuation mark on what Empress said. Not voting is voting, and those people who are voting against a personality, the only personality we need to vote against is 45, and that's because he comes loaded with a whole lot of substantiation. Kamala Harris, you may not love her, but who loves every aspect of it, every president? Nobody. So take responsibility, do what you need to do, and vote. And if you don't, then live with how you're going to feel if 45 gets in, and you did nothing to stop it. That's my 2 cents.
Thank you. Call to action from Cindy.
There was, I was going to say there was Steve Martin had a quote, a tweet that said the real question that he's just going to ask, folks alive now in current generation is, where were you when America became a monarchy?
Well, I think what Biden hopefully did tonight by George Stephanopoulos, I hope he chimed in on his opinion about the K-Dot and Drake feud that's going on. So
that's not the Kamala Harris more qualified to talk about it than Joe Biden.
But you can talk about it organically. You know what I'm saying? Biden doesn't even know what the hell's going on.
Well, we got Mitch on the stage here. Mitch, do you have any words of wisdom?
I just have to tell you, stupidness will never end. So never underestimate the stupidity of some Americans.
I take that as a compliment.
Yeah, I don't also feel like talk about monarchy, that's what Trump will do. The guy is not prepared now, so you really have to worry that he'll do national style planting on something, declare martial law, they counter with habeas corpus, there is something like that, dictatorship is try to test mental math, and he is sure to, so I don't understand what he'll be denying it now.
I had a drug problem in high school. Now this is my new one.
It will be the worst.
And it's a lot more expensive. I think I'm gonna start doing drugs again.
He doesn't care. He wants to be. So I don't understand that. Like this is the Northeast Firewall. I just want to left by the older generation. That's why you're Americans. You're given the privilege to vote. Some people can't vote. Imagine Afghanistan. Imagine Iran. Imagine China. Come on, do you want to be like them?
Yeah, but Mitch, the martial law and all that you mentioned, those would be official acts, which are now completely legal and without any ability to cross
Oh yeah.
But I still
you think Trump gives a crap about legality? No. He done stolen from small business owners. He don't care about whether something's legal or not. If he can do it, he'll do it. I mean, look at his history.
Look here it is. Here it is, folks. Okay.
I'll tell people.
We have three. Okay, that's fine. There may be nothing left for you to say after I say this. The most important thing that the Democrats can do right now is have Biden effective communicator can be on the TV 24/7 explaining the accomplishments of what the administration has done, to talk about the platform moving forward, to talk about how it's going to impact regular friggin' people across America in the future, their plan, to be able to articulate it so that people can understand it, where the conversation doesn't come down to mental acuity and, senility and dementia and all that, but we're actually talking about policy. We're actually talking about things that we can do and give people an actual vision and roadmap for the future instead of everything always anti-Trump. Anti-Trump this, anti-Trump that. Give them a path to be like, oh, this is the America, the bus I want to get on. That's what they should be doing. And the fact that we don't have a communicator out there doing this is a major freaking problem. And if you've watched enough episodes of 24, you know that anything can happen with the president, and we should perhaps take that option. Thank you very much. Go ahead.
I think that in some cases, this whole process might actually increase the vote that the Democrats will get. If we consider the folks who are independents, who have the opinion, and I believe that given the margins of voters there, I believe that they are not an insignificant amount of people, right? There are a number of those people who believe that there really is no difference between both parties. Oh my gosh, Republicans, Democrats, what's the difference? I think there is now a clear difference. We are in a situation where Democrats have seen, the Democratic Party has seen that a change needed to happen, right? They had something really bad is the case, right? It's a very uncomfortable conversation. It's a conversation that needed to be had, though, right? It's very tough. It's a very tough conversation to have, right? We'll be stronger for it, though. On the other side, right, they have a president who's been civilly found liable for sexual assault, right? They got a guy with 34 felonies under his belt who's counting, right? I mean, like, they're sticking with their guy over everything, not having that tough question. I think that this is one more thing that actually sort of delineates the Democratic Party from the Republicans. Because, like, if you had told the Republican Party, even a few years ago, oh yeah, are you guys going to run somebody who's been, all of the things that he's listed? They'd be like, oh no, never. If it got that bad, we'd put it right. Like, they would have all said that just a few years ago. So, I think that this is another important thing. That's fair.
Yeah, let's also go on.
If you don't like Bud Light, you don't have to buy Bud Light, right? If you don't like Target, you don't have to get your child Target.
Did not come up with the 9 most dangerous words language. Trump did not come up with
this is the absolute wrong way to get out of
this
helicopter. See these people walking out to the front? That's the right way to do it. Look at this guy on the right-hand side walking to the spot. Always protect another man's rear.
Trump is
just a sword, boy. Sticking way to my back.
Really good at it.
I'm not wearing my
You might not admit that, but he is really good at marketing to people who are gullible. Let's face that fact. He is. He's brilliant at it. And, he's not the one that really loses the money. It's other people's money he always plays with. So I am much more concerned with the movement that put him in place than I am Trump himself. Yeah, he's a disgusting moral power.
Once this marine evacuation system hits water, it quickly inflates to a huge
Crazy
ramp.
man.
After
Whatever
it's filled, you take a slide down. A slide that can
But
be over
he's
60
not the
feet
one
long.
that designed this. And this was designed to dismantle the so-called deep state. Liz Cheney voted for every one of the judges on the Supreme Court, and she showed And now she's maybe having a little bit of guilt hands, but she hasn't said, I apologize for what you did. And she never will. So,
This is so awesome.
we have a lot of work. The Senate is absolutely useless, as is flipping the House, is absolutely useless. And if you don't do that, no matter who is president, whether it's Biden, whether it's Kamala, or anybody else, their agenda is dead in the water. If they want to appoint a judge, and Republicans have the Senate, dead in the water.
Unless it's an official act.
You're from Chicago without telling me you're from
That's a fantasy. Democrats don't do that. You know that. That's a fantasy. Don't even know that.
You're from
That's
Chicago.
a fantasy. We don't do that. They do that. So let's keep our eye on the ball. Get out the vote. And that's it. And Empress, I'm with you. You know, we can't let the people say, oh, I can't vote because they don't do 100% of what I want. We got to sort of work on that. And frankly, residents that vote on those people, what we want is the people who are the undecideds. You know, they might vote, they might not vote, but they don't have this both parties the same attitude. Because the people who both parties the same attitude just don't blow up the system, who probably don't have any performance. But the people who are like, well, it's not sure. Those are the people who and it's all about the So let's stop that.
So you're saying all of the good stuff
Trump
is
goes
white?
away.
Yes.
So you don't like black people?
No, I love black people.
You think they're worse than white people?
That's been extremely
There's a bear shit in
successful.
the woods.
So you're saying
And
all...
it's going to continue to be successful
Once again,
if
we
we keep
send
getting
out flight
distracted by
rate
that.
to bring back
We have to have a much
Castro
bigger
and points from the black flag.
and that's
Once
it.
again,
Okay, there we go. All right, it's getting almost to the top of the hour, so Scott, get ready for the sign-off and your sign-off song. I'm sure you're busily looking through your inventory.
I'm here. I got it. I'm here.
You got it, yeah? All right, before we go, we have our good friend, moderator, Andrea, and we also have a new guest, Raphael, who hasn't been on the stage before, which again is sort of an exception to our rule. Why don't we take care of that first, and we'll go to Andrea, and then Scott, you'll need to
My good friend Raphael, who took me for my first kosher burger the other day.
Whoa! There we go. Raphael, tell us what's on your mind.
I'll just say this. You can read minds. I can think it's super speed.
And I think we all understand that intuitively, even his supporters understand that. I think if anybody just attributes his victories to his awfulness, then they're missing something. They're missing that to their detriment. As the previous speaker just said, the people, there are many who have voted for Trump because they're enamored of that very cool charisma, dare I say, that he possesses. But there are many people who have just waited for a chance for years, or even 20 years, to get certain things done in this country, and some of those things, frankly, I think that
See
even
the incredible
moderates
talent of this individual, recognized as Ken Lee on
they're
TikTok.
watching
His
Trump
remarkable
getting
speed
these
is nothing
things
short of
that
astounding.
he
He
got those
retrieves
things
a lighter in mere
and
seconds,
because
leaving
those
spectators in
people
awe.
justices
With each
that he has
mesmerizing
put in,
display of his
they're
turbo
watching those
momentum,
things
Ken Lee continues to
done
captivate audiences
even now.
and solidify his...
And if anybody wants to understand why he has won, don't just look at the creepiness of the ecosystem, all of those things that are just distracting everyone, and understand that people are actually appreciating some of the political goals that they wish to put in place 50 years ago, 40 years ago, and 30 years ago. And that's why he's voting. I know a great number of people who I consider conservative moderates have broken out just by the clunkiness
Early in
of
the series,
results.
Viserys
But
loses
he's
two
voted for
fingers
his
to the
wife
leprosy. To
so
maintain
far
a vision of strength,
because
he needs
they
to
felt
hide
that
this
he
ailment, and after losing his fingers while in public,
That's
he
all.
always wears
All
gloves.
right, when you get specific on this, I'm not letting that slide. Get specific. Are you talking about the Chevron ruling? Are you talking about the abortion ruling?
I'm talking about the abortion. I think
Yeah, not moderates, but go on.
He reportedly told.
I think this. So I'm not going to argue on the justice about it, but that ruling, the Chevron ruling is something that people have frustrated a great number of people, even if they never heard of the Chevron ruling before. They just saw the regulatory state doing the things that they found frustrating. And when they learned a week ago what the whole Chevron doctrine was, they said, oh, that's what that was. And then they were
Did you notice in
by that.
Tombstone?
A great number of Jewish people were frustrated by a U.S. foreign policy that had a stance on Israel that no matter who the president was, the State Department was sort of running things on their own dime for a long time. And then they watched Trump just break through that entire modality. And they were very impressed by that. And even though in general they've been impressed by Biden's stance on Israel matters, that they're terrified of what a Kamala Harris stance would be on Israel in the Biden second term / Harris first term. So that's something that is weighing down.
Yeah, and that's some Jews, and I know you're a rabbi, so I respect that, but I'm Jewish too, and I speak to a lot of Jews, whether they're on the stage or in my family or in my community. They're not terrified of Kamala. This is so hyperbolic, and what they're trying to do is to put Israel before America.
No.
I'm an American. No, these...
I'm not talking about any of that.
We have to push back on AIPAC and what they're doing. We have to push back on many things here. And Jews have to stand up against Jews like you who are making Jews less safe around the world.
You lost me there. All right. And the conversation's over. All right.
Okay, good. Well, you can leave.
All right. People who vote for Trump are not moderate no matter what their excuse.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
Never
this
Trump.
kind of analysis is ridiculous.
All the moderates who voted for Hitler. I mean, come on. All the moderates who voted for come on. Fuck. Moderate.
All right. A moderate agreeing with the Chevron or the abortion or anything that you're talking about, and to come in here and say, well, moderates are happy with some of the things that Trump has done with the Supreme Court. I've never even heard of that. People are outraged that are even conservatives about this kind of stuff. I mean, the last ruling on, presidential immunity. I mean, are you kidding me? And we're talking about also the tax bill of 2018, which absolutely favored the rich. I mean, come on.
All right. I got to close this up, and I do have to. Look, this is the reason, and this is nothing against you, Raphael, because I've heard you before. You seem to be a nice guy, but
Absolutely.
Echo chamber, and the fact is, when you you basically are going off on a tangent that's inconsistent with our worldview.
Yeah, ask him how he feels about LGBT rights. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I don't even want to get into it because
exactly.
But that, just in terms of our mods, we have to remember, do not, and I'm not trying to disparage you at all, but everybody else in the audience are people that we know and that we trust that are going to keep the same conversation going. And so, it just makes it uncomfortable. So anyway, thank you for your viewpoint, but mods, let's keep it to ourselves up on the stage. The audience is totally cool. You can sit and listen.
Paul still defeats Feyre, and he says the golden lion thrown away from Shadow's fourth was Princess Irulan into marriage. The Reverend looked at Jessica, then turns to Chani and explains, they go to Chani, that princess will have the name, yet she'll live as less than a concubine, never to know a moment of tenderness from the man to whom she is bound, while Chani, we who carry the name of concubine.
I don't know if I have any wisdom.
Just
I
like
would
Jessica
like to
never
take
married
a
Duke Leonard
match
for
and
political
light it
reasons,
under all of
Chani
our
will
butts.
never marry Paul.
Light a
In the book,
fire, because this is it. You know, there's so much on the line. I mean, all the climate work that we achieved is already starting to be undone. The history of climate action that has happened by the United States, a little late, but anyway, it's happening. It's going to be rolled back. It's already being gutted by the Supreme Court, gutting the EPA and other institutions, and also for women across the country. And of course,
Oh, we kick Hogwarts' ass. There's this one. Protect yourself from psychic attack. Talked a little bit about that, but here's the thing I didn't cover. Based on my training, there are at least 12 different types of psychic attack. We're going to teach you about each and every one of them and ways that you can begin to protect yourself. Right? We'll maybe have you practice some of them, just so you can test the strength of your own defenses. Yes, sir.
Psychic attack, aside from assuming it means other people hitting you, what about like things that are in the environment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about entities. In fact, I'm May. I'm going to be going through an entire 7-day training on nothing but entities. The entire spiritual and energetic predatory food chain, right? So that's part of my training, right? Because part of the things that we have to learn to do as we get deeper into this, we got to become exorcists. If you're a hypnotherapist, you're already an exorcist to some degree. It just gets more violent, right? It's very weird, right? So that's Unleash the Magic.
Well, here we go. I mean, Andrew said we got to light a fire on our ass. And, we had some urgency here. So, let's play a little bit of Midnight Oil here. Man, what do we do when the beds are burning?
I thought you were doing Baby Light My Fire.
I was thinking more.
Around the year 1200 AD, the medieval
Spells are the backbone of Egyptian. Spells are the backbone of Egyptian magic. We've found thousands of spells from various sources all throughout Egyptian history. The most famous documents, the pyramid texts, the coffin texts, the Book of the Dead. All of these are simply lists of spells. So considering the importance and the variety of the material, it's important to ask, how did the ancient Egyptians view spells? This is James, aka Prosecutorness. Welcome back to the Scroll of Thoth, and welcome back to our series on ancient Egyptian magical practice. And this time we're going to be talking about spells in ancient Egypt. So first off, of course, we need to define our terms. And well, what is it
about these texts that we use the English word spell to describe them. Because, of course, the ancient Egyptians didn't use that word. And what is a spell? Well, I think a fair definition is a formula, usually including an incantation, meant to bring about change through a supernatural agency. And that supernatural agency can be a spirit, it can be energy, it can be any type of mechanism, but it's something that's beyond normal cause and effect. You also note that the word spell in English is a homonym to spell out a word. And so spell is strongly associated with language. And I would why ancient Egypt? Why is ancient Egyptian magic so important in the first place? Well, once again, as I've said before, what we have is 3,000 years of continuous culture, and a culture that absolutely